Now we want to get you to Capitol Hill. Congressman George Santos says he will stand for a third expulsion vote after speaking with House Speaker Mike Johnson. Congressman Robert Garcia of California is expected to introduce the resolution on the House floor this afternoon. Santos previously said he expects the resolution to pass, effectively kicking him out of the House. A scathing ethics report, you may remember, it was released just over a week ago now, accuses this Republican lawmaker from New York of misusing campaign funds for personal use. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill. Pretty remarkable twist in this dramatic timeline of his. Talk to us about what we might expect to see today.
Well, again, as you mentioned, California Congressman Robert Garcia is introducing a resolution this afternoon to expel Congressman George Santos, although keep in mind that another resolution has already been filed by the chair of the ethics panel, Congressman Guest. So really, as far as how the House proceeds kind of depends on which resolution they actually decide to take up. And keep in mind, these aren't the only lawmakers who have introduced resolutions or threatened to introduce a resolution, so it's possible we could see other members come forth as well. But again, the bottom line is they just have to decide, and that is more a decision by House leadership in terms of which resolution they are going to proceed with. So it's possible we could see the House try to move forward with a vote at some point this week. And as you mentioned, Congressman Santos, after speaking with Speaker Mike Johnson, has indicated that he is ready to stand for this vote. That is something that he has previously told CBS News, that if it comes to it, if he gets expelled, that he would be okay with that. One thing he does not intend to do is resign.
And Nikole, the congressman had a lot to say online over the weekend, effectively threatening to expose other people in Congress. Are there any people where you are fighting to keep him in his seat?
Well, there are a couple of Republican members who have opposed any type of resolution, including Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, among others, as well as Congressman Clay Higgins. Whether or not that is enough to move the needle remains to be seen. And again, Speaker Johnson hasn't necessarily tipped his hand as of yet. There are throngs of reporters waiting to talk to him at the Capitol as to whether or not he will make that move to proceed with a resolution. But he did say that he has had an extensive conversation with the New York congressman. And so, again, we'll just have to kind of wait and see how things play out.
And another contentious issue in your neck of the woods, Nikole, is aid, taxpayer money being sent to Israel and to Ukraine for support of those nations. Where do those negotiations stand, and what really needs to happen for there to be an agreement ahead of the winter break?
Yeah, well, that is something that is under discussion here in the Senate, and really the ball is in the Senate's court as far as any additional foreign aid. Leader Schumer has made clear that he would like to vote as soon as next week on an aid package that would encompass aid to Israel, humanitarian aid to Gaza, the Indo-Pacific, Ukraine, among other priorities. But this really will be contingent on how border security talks go with a group of bipartisan senators. Many congressional Republicans in particular believe that any type of additional aid to Ukraine should be conditioned on strengthening border policy. That is a position many in the House have taken, but also even some Senate Republicans. And so that's why they're kind of having these talks to see if they can come up with something palatable so that they can wrap that into a broader aid package. Those talks have kind of been going well at times, not so well at times, but there is hope that they can produce an outcome again that is acceptable to the larger body.
Yeah, everything seems to happen in fits and starts where you are, Nikole Killion.
Exactly.
Really appreciate the update. Thank you very much.
You bet.